Welcome to EECS 1011. This is the fall 2024 semester. My name is James Andrew Smith. I'm a teaching professor here at York University. I work out of 4751 Keele Street, which is across from main campus at Keele. My contact information will be on the eClass page. My web address and blog address are there on the page. This course is a blended course which combines both online and in-person elements. It's designed to have supportive teaching elements to it, flexible engagement, and responsible learning. You'll see things like the completion tracker on the eClass page to help you keep track of your work during the semester. The lessons are for the most part pre-recorded, they're interactive and asynchronous, although we will also have lessons in class and things like flipped class activities in the lecture hall. Lecture slots are synchronous. I will be doing Zoom broadcasting from the physical classroom, and we'll be having question and answer sessions, flipped class, homework type sessions as well. There'll be lab work that you'll be doing during the semester where you'll use your own computer and you'll use a lab kit that you will eventually buy from the bookstore. There will be both synchronous and asynchronous elements to that and choices about being in person or doing some of the work remotely. We use proficiency-based grading in this course. We'll do a variation on that concept throughout the semester. You'll be able to see pre-recorded classes. You'll be able to reread them or re-watch them if you need to, and do interactive questions that are embedded in those videos. We'll also be doing active flipped class sessions where we'll be doing homework during the class session in order to make sure that you're keeping up with the material. There'll be office hours as well, and there'll be weekly labs with teaching assistants that are synchronous and will involve both programming and later in the semester some hardware that you'll use with your computers. There will be a pair of lab tests partway through the semester and then during the final exam period for a total of 10% of your grade. There'll be a required main project in this course and an optional bonus project as well. So with proficiency-based grading, effectively, if you do all the work during the main part of the course, you'll end up with effectively a B+ or close to a B+. If you decide to do the bonus project, then you can take that B+ and bring it up to, say, an A or an A+, depending on how well you perform. The main part of the course is based on a 20% lab grade. There'll be 10% for asynchronous class readings and videos that are tracked on eClass. There'll be a pair of lab tests, one during the mid-semester period and then one during the final exam period. Each of those is worth 5% for a total of 10%. And then from there, there'll be other homework, including the flipped class, and then other homework that you'll find on eClass. And each of those is going to be worth 10% of your grade. And then finally, this is the 20% that's associated with your main project. If you decide to go and do the optional bonus project, that's that top up of the final 20%. And that allows you to achieve an A or an A+ in the course if you decide to do it and meet the expectations or exceed the expectations on that project. For the assessments, I want to reiterate that it's effectively broken down into an 80-20 split, where most of the work falls under the 80% category, and that allows you to get to a B+. And that's the lab tests, the lab demos, and the main project, the regular readings and videos, the asynchronous online homework, and the synchronous flipped class homework. You do that 80% of the work, and you'll be able to get either a B+ or close to a B+. If you do the bonus project, you can get up to that A or A+. Now, in terms of when the assessments are going to be happening, the main and bonus projects are due at the end of the semester on the last day of class. The lab components happen once per week, and there'll be hand-ins that can be handed in up to the Sunday night of that week. There'll be flipped classes, and there'll be the videos, readings, and interactives. And then finally, there's that 10% for the lab tests. There'll be one of those midway through the semester on a Monday or Friday morning. And then there's going to be as well another 5% that'll be during the final exam period. Now, EECS 1011, it's about computational thinking with mechatronics. So we're looking at how programs work in a procedural manner and tying that to electromechanical devices that are common in engineering. So the idea is that you're going to be looking to understand problems, that you can formulate the solutions, and that you can implement those solutions on a computer. That's effectively what we're getting at. Now, EECS 1011 is a foundational course for all of our engineering programs at Lassonde. It involves design tools, it's interdisciplinary on purpose, it is part of a 1-2 sequence in first year where we do procedural programming first and then object-oriented programming after that. And we incorporate elements that are found in all engineering disciplines: microprocessors, sensors, actuators, programming, and instrumentation. The schedule for this course will be posted on eClass. It'll be broken down on a week-by-week module basis. Office hours will get posted once we've gotten into the semester. You'll be able to see all the pre-recorded material posted on there, as well as on the YouTube page for the course, so you can watch all of that whenever you want. And then we will have scheduled class times that you're expected to keep up with, and scheduled labs as well. Now, it's important to point out that there are course learning outcomes associated with this class, and the better you are in familiarizing yourself with these learning outcomes, especially when it comes to the projects and reading the rubrics that tie in those learning outcomes, the better off you will be and the more likely you are to succeed in this course. So in terms of the learning outcomes, here are some of them right here. I encourage you to read them over and we can talk about them in class. Okay, so there are a number of them that are worthwhile getting familiar with. The course website is on eClass, so eclass.yorku.ca. And in the event that there is a problem with eClass, maybe it goes down or there's a communication issue, I'll post things on Twitter or X with the EECS 1011 hashtag in the event that is a backup that we need to go to. The textbook for this course is free. It's available through the library of the university, and you can see a link to it right there. It's the 5th edition of the Stormy Attaway textbook called MATLAB, A Practical Introduction to Programming and Problem Solving. There's a lab kit that will be available later in the semester from the bookstore. So wait until the end of September, early October, and you'll be able to get it. And we'll be using those in the labs, either in a synchronous fashion or asynchronous. We'll talk about that in more detail in class. The labs themselves are done weekly. They'll at first involve just programming for the first few weeks, and then later on you'll be using the hardware in those lab kits with your laptops. And again, you need to install MATLAB on your own laptop and bring that to the lab sessions. So you'll be expected to maintain, after installing it, maintaining that program on your computer. So typically, if you're going to do a demonstration in the class, in the lab, then you'll be doing it either in the lab synchronously on Zoom or in person, or you can do a recording and submit that at the end of the week. Once again, labs involve the MATLAB programming environment. We have a license at the university to allow all students to download and install it on their machines. You'll be able to use 2024A or 2024B. Those are the versions for this year, and there are more instructions on eClass for that. So once again, MATLAB is the programming environment, and the lab kits are at the bookstore, and you'll be using that USB link on your computer. In the first week of class, the lab itself is a homework lab, so you don't do it in the physical lab or with teaching assistants. You'll be doing it on your own. There are 2 parts. There's a health and safety training called WMIS 1 that you'll be doing, and there's a MATLAB on-ramp lab that you do as well. And those instructions are posted on eClass. And then in week 2, we'll do the module 2 material. So again, lab A is not in person. It's unsupervised. You simply have to do the health and safety training and the MATLAB on-ramp program, and you do those on your own and submit the certificates that are generated afterwards. In terms of people that are associated with this course, there's myself, there'll be a number of teaching assistants, and we have 2 technicians who are associated with the course, Mr. Gayan Gamaj and Mr. Eric Prendovsky. All right, go back to eClass and you'll see that there are other videos for this course. All right, take care everyone. Bye.